Step 5 notes. Step 5 is I can solve an equation for a variable. So when an equation has more than one variable in it, we can solve that equation for any of the variables. We want to isolate means get it by itself, the variable that we are solving for. We do that by following the same rules of equality that we've used to solve equations in step 4. So looking at example 1, the equation is b equals 1/3 a times h. We want to solve this equation for h. So h is the variable we want to solve for. We want to leave h right where it is and move the 1/3 and the a away from it. I like to clear fractions first. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So if I multiply both sides by 3, I will have 3v on the left-hand side. And what I have left on the right-hand side is a times h. Again, I'm solving for h, so I'm going to leave h right where it's at, and I'm going to move the a to the other side. I have a times h, so to move a to the other side, I need to divide both sides by a. When I divide a by a, that equals 1. So I have 3v divided by a equals h. And I've successfully solved this equation for h. Let's go on to example 2. We have p equals r minus c. The variable I want to solve for is c. So I'm going to leave c where it's at. I'm going to first move the r. R is positive. So to move r to the other side, I'm going to subtract r. R minus r is 0, eliminating it from the right-hand side of the equation. On the left-hand side, I have p minus r equals negative c. I never moved this negative to the other side of the equation. Therefore, it is still on the right side of the equation. That is a negative 1 multiplied by c. The 1 is invisible, though it's still there. To eliminate the negative from the c, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. When I divide by negative 1, it will change everyone's sign. So p is originally positive. Dividing by negative 1 will make the p negative. R is originally negative. Dividing by negative 1 will make it positive. C is originally negative. Divided by negative 1 will make it positive. So I've successfully solved this equation for C. Example 3, I'm going to solve this equation for y. We always move the numbers furthest away from the variable first, so I do not want to move the 7 first. What I want to move first is 2x. Right now 2x is positive. To eliminate it from the left-hand side, I need to subtract 2x. 2x minus 2x is 0, eliminating it from the left-hand side. What I have remaining on the left-hand side is 7y. On the right-hand side, I have 14 minus 2x. Finally, I need to get rid of the 7 that's multiplied by the y. To eliminate the 7, I'm going to divide everything by 7. 7 divided by 7 will leave me with a coefficient of 1 attached to the y. So I have y by itself. On the right-hand side, I have 14 divided by 7, which is 2. And then I have 2 divided by 7, which does not simplify. So I have 2x in the numerator, 7 in the denominator, and I have successfully solved this equation for y. Example 4. I'm going to solve this equation for m. The only variable I need to move to get m by itself is x. Right now I have m divided by x. So to move the x to the other side, I need to multiply both sides by x. When I multiply the left-hand side by x, I get x divided by x, which is equal to 1. So I will bring the m down by itself. And then I've got x times everything on the right-hand side of the equation. So I have m by itself, but I'm going to distribute the x through the right-hand side of the equation just to simplify it. So we have m equals x times k minus 6x, and we have successfully solved this equation for the variable m. And lastly, example 5. We're going to solve this equation for s. Always clear the fraction first. So to clear this fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides by t. Multiplying both sides by t will eliminate the t from the right-hand side of the equation. On the left-hand side of the equation, I have r times t, and I have c minus s still on the right-hand side of the equation. Again, I'm solving for s, so I'm going to move the c next. C is positive, so I'm going to subtract c from both sides of the equation. On the right-hand side, I have r times t minus c. C minus c eliminates c from the right-hand side of the equation. But what I have remaining is a minus s, or a negative s. That negative in front of the s is an invisible -1 times s. So to eliminate the negative from the variable s, I'm going to divide everything by -1. Remember, dividing by a negative will change the sign of the term. RT is originally positive. Dividing by -1 will make it negative. C is originally negative. Therefore, dividing by -1 will make it positive. And the S is originally negative. Dividing by -1 will make it positive. We've now successfully solved this equation for the variable S.